So, good morning. So we are waiting for the offline students to come. So please stay for 5 minutes. ఇక్కడ బోర్డు కనిపిస్తుంది కొద్దిగా కనిపించదు కదా ఈ హాఫ్. Okay. మాట్లాడు. Okay, shall we begin? Okay. So we had successfully completed the modern history, right? So I was very happy that after the completion of the class, so lot of you you have revised that, and some of you have started forming groups and discussing, and some of them have already taken the module test of modern history, and then they had asked me few doubts also. So this way, so building and improvising upon what is done is a very good quality of an aspirant. So all of you are doing that. So thank you so much for that, because without the other effort also, one side it will lead to nothing, right? Okay, so that was a good sign. So the same thing we will continue for the geography also. Okay, so your book is here. Your book is here. Done? Okay, so now in the next 3 or 4 days we will be discussing Indian geography. Okay, so coming to the importance of Indian geography, all of you must be aware that this is very much a part of prelims examination and also the mains examination. So I'll use the board now. Okay. Okay. So usually what is happening with many of the aspirants whom I have met is that, so in the conventional traditional coaching places, geography is taught along with the world geography and also the mains. So they combine everything and then this part is missed. Okay, so as a result, a lot of students, even after 3 4 years of study in this field, they are not able to tell. For example, they are not able to answer the questions like what are the right bank tributaries of Brahmaputra, what are the species that are found in the deciduous forests of India, what are the components of laterite soils. So these kind of questions are always an ambiguity for lot of students. Okay, for that, so this special session which is on Indian geography for next 3 4 days will address all these things. Okay, first before going to the subject, I'll tell you a brief strategy on how to prepare for geography for your prelims examination only. Okay, not for mains. So this is an ideal strategy. It is, you have Indian geography, world geography, one second. So world geography and current affairs. Okay, for Indian geography, what are the books that you are following? Okay, so ideally you can follow this NCERT class 11. Also in class 12th also there is one NCERT human geography. So in that 2 chapters are very important. Okay, and along with this, see, for mapping you need to follow one book, any one book along with the atlas. For example, there are lot of compilations like geography through maps. Okay, geography through maps. So the book I am following and that I found that useful is by KBC Nano. You can follow any book of your choice. Okay, so these things will be helpful. For the world geography, you have again NCERT. Okay, 11th itself. Also you have GC Lyon, but then this book should not be read totally, only you should know the gist. So one question comes, no need to follow the book in its entirety. Also mapping all 7 continents, 6 per se. Okay, this is what you need to follow for world geography. And for current affairs, like here in our institute and in the monthly magazines also and in the newspapers, you would be knowing this places in news, right? Places in news. any good compilation before the examination would be helpful. So these three things you should be doing. Okay, so this is the, I mean, you can get maximum, like if out of 100%, 80 to 90% of the questions can be addressed using these things. Okay, so this is what you need to follow. Now next, coming to our class, what we are going to do now, it is Indian Geography. So in Indian Geography, what you will be studying is only 8 chapters or 8 elements. First, you need to know about the location, and then physiography, then drainage or river systems, then climate, focusing mostly on monsoons, soils, natural vegetation, okay, and in the next book we have agriculture and minerals. Okay, these 8 things along with mapping related to these 8 things will be sufficient for your Indian geography. Okay, so these are the only 8 things that you need to complete. So next time when you are planning, also plan accordingly. So these are the only things. If 1 or 2 questions comes from, like, once in 10 years there is a question on transportation or highways, so that you cannot do much. Okay, so these would be addressing your more than 90% of your syllabus. Okay, so these are the things that we will be seeing. So how I spaced is that in today's class we would be dealing these two. Okay, and later on 3 this way I have spaced. So for next 3 days we would be doing in this manner. Got it? Okay. Now, what is the approach that we are going to follow is, see, already you have to know that there are subject specific requirements for prelims. Okay, see, for example, if you take environment, you should focus mostly on current affairs. Okay, if you take economy, you should focus more on application of the concepts. You should know the concept, but application is more important. Similarly, with respect to history and especially Indian geography, it is more factual. Okay, other than the climate part, most of the things out of the 8 chapters or 8 things which we have discussed, except the climate part, everything is factual. So you need to remember these things. So other than that, there is no other go. Like how would you remember, like what are the tributaries of Godavari, X and Y and all. So all these things are factual in nature. This is the demand of the examination. So in the same way, you should respond accordingly. Okay, that is one thing. So what we will do is that first in the book we will identify the facts, and then we will get some clarity on them, and then we will improvise upon them, which means if already facts are there in your book, we will build upon that. So for example, there is some Bolan Pass. So where is it? We would search from internet or somewhere and write it there. Okay, this is there, and also memorize them. Okay, so these things you have to do for this. And I have read this book NCERT. So there are around 400 to 500 facts. Okay. So I know that you might have already read at least 100 of the facts you would be knowing. Okay. So the next we will be seeing now in these 3 days. So this way, so because this is much factual in nature, I want you to be very keen in understanding these things. So as we have tried for um, history, the same thing, we have quotes and all, we would be remembering the factual part of the Indian geography as well. Okay, so after the 3 days you must be able to know all the tributaries, the types of soils in India, the physiographic divisions, passes, the important ones, highest peaks and islands, all these things, okay, which are there in NCERT. So see, it would not be possible in the class itself to tell everything. For example, there is this book na, Geography Through Maps. So Geography Through Maps is there. So Geography Through Maps may you have around 15 topics. For example, how you can space is that from today you can do, for example, on one day you can do minerals, on one day you can do peaks, one day lakes, dams, okay, islands, bays, gulfs, that way. So even if we take up these topics now, I'll have to just stand with the book and keep on dictating, but then you cannot take it. So that is the reason these facts have to be observed every day slowly. So this one, if you want, we will be giving as a homework. Some of them you can see in the book, and then the next day we will ask questions also. This is there. Other than that, what is there? These 500 facts that are there in the NCERT will be covering here itself. Okay, so apart from this you will have to know some 200 facts, that's it, from your other mapping book. Okay, so this is how you need to follow. I hope you have some clarity on what Indian geography consists of, how to be done, and then what are the requirements for the examination now. Okay, so this way you have to prepare, and moreover the same questions are coming for the mains examination also. For example, the difference between the peninsular rivers and the Himalayan rivers, the eastern Ghats and western Ghats, eastern plains and western plains. So this year in 2025 there was only, okay, I need to tell you about the pattern of the examination. So if you see the question paper, you will see some pattern. See, for example, in 2025 from Indian geography there are only there is only one question in the prelims examination, but in the mains examination there are around three, and that too from this book only directly. Okay, tsunamis and then non-farm activities. And if you see in 2024 there are around 5 to 6 questions from NCERT, mean Indian geography, and there is 0 or 1 question in the mains. Okay, from Indian geography most of the questions are from world geography only in the mains. So this pattern is observed since from 2020, the same is happening. So by this logic, in 2025 in prelims examination the Indian geography questions have not come, and in the mains examination they have come. So there is a high chance that in 2026 prelims the Indian geography can come. Okay, so please be ready for that also. And also for the mains examination you need that, and for the interview also you need that, and most of you would be giving other examinations also na, along with UPSC. So CAPF and all these examinations, and also the state examinations. So in everywhere all these things will be useful. Okay, so this is what you need to follow. I think I had given some brief overview about the Indian geography. Now you are clear, right? Okay, so now let us move to the actual topics. Okay, so the first one is location. Okay, chalo. So you must be knowing that India is situated in the northern hemisphere and eastern hemisphere. Okay, so northeastern hemisphere, I'll show you the map as well. So India has how much area? 3.28 million square kilometer. Okay, and India occupies 2.5% of the globe, of the earth. So this massive landmass is called subcontinent. You know, subcontinent consisting of this landmass: India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, not Myanmar is there, not Afghanistan is there. Okay, so this is called the subcontinent. You know, this is the only one country which is named after an ocean. Okay, so that is the, so because of such a high land mass, there are lot of physical features like mountains, hills, rivers, and all these very breathtaking geographical features are there. They are very rich. Okay, so that is the reason Amir Khusro had said that if there is a paradise on earth, that is India. Okay, so even a lot of geographers and philosophers of the world has described the world as the world can be divided into two: one who has visited India, the other who has not visited India. Okay, also our geography is so rich that we have four UNESCO biodiversity hotspots. Okay, we have 13 UNESCO heritage sites from nature perspective. So all these things are there. So that is the reason when the whole world is appreciating the Indian geography and its richness, as a general ordinary citizen itself, you have to know the Indian geography. Okay, so for example, recently one of my friend, he was an IPS, so he told me that he has booked a safari to Jaldapara Wildlife Sanctuary. So, so Jaldapara Wildlife Sanctuary, where is it? So basically, we have to know that. Okay, I know that it is in West Bengal. So similarly, you among your friend groups also imagine that you are planning a trip to Lushai Hills. So which means if you tell that okay, I have not seen Rajasthan, let's go there. No, no, Lushai Hills is in Mizoram. Okay, so even in your friends group also, even as a ordinary citizen also, you need to know or be aware of the Indian geography in its essence. Now, as a civil servant, as a future civil servant who is preparing and appearing for this examination, there is an extra responsibility on you to know these places in much detail. Okay, so all these things, because this is the only service that has an all India character. Okay, so before the examination itself, it is wise, and I know that if you do not know all these things, you will not qualify. So you have to know this before the examination for the qualification, and also to be a very committed civil servant, knowing like if someone has already the knowledge about the geography of that region and all, he would be more adaptive to that conditions, and then the work efficiency, work culture also gets improved. Okay, so this is the reason we need to know about India's location in its essence. So here what is there is that we have already discussed that 3.28 million square kilometers. Okay, so today we have 28 states and how many union territories? 8 union territories. So we have come from history. If you have studied history, you know that there are 16 Mahajanpadas. So you have studied. So from 16 Mahajanpadas, we have come to this 28 states. Okay, and then we have coastal region. So recently, previously it was around some 7,500, but now it is around 11,000. So we will see that also. Okay, so this kind of like lot of factual information only is there, and moreover you know that the country is divided into two halves by Tropic of Cancer. Okay, so the Tropic of Cancer divides the country into two. The upper half is somewhat subtropical. The bottom half is we call as torrid zone or tropical zone. Okay, so I think if I show you through the map, you will understand this thing. Okay. So you have to know that. So this is, so please remember, this is there in every book. These are 8 degrees 4 dash north latitude and 37 degrees 6 degrees north. These are the 2 points, 4 points that is there in our books. You have to remember. Okay. Now, what is the northernmost point of India? Indira Point. Okay. And what is the southernmost point? Huh? Indira Cole. So this is Indira Point and this is Cole. What is the easternmost point? Westernmost point. Easternmost, see, this have already been asked in the UPSC examination in 2023 only. What are the states? Easternmost and westernmost state. Easternmost state is Arunachal. Westernmost is Gujarat. So not Rajasthan. So but then there is a point also. This point is called Kibitu. Yeah, someone have told. And then the westernmost point, Gaurmoti. Good, Vinay. So these are the 4 points of India. Okay. So this north-south distance is, now the north-south is this one, 3214, and then east-west is 2933 kilometers. Okay, you have to remember that this distance is larger than this distance. Okay. Okay, so if you, this 37 degrees 6 dash and 8 degrees 4 dash, if you calculate, the difference is around 30 degrees. Okay, the same thing 68 to 97, if you calculate, the difference is 30 degrees. If to be exactly 29, so we are around 30 we are taking. Okay, right. So first, this is the latitude, right? You are aware of this thing, na? Latitude and longitude. So this is latitude and these are longitude. Okay. So first, coming to latitude, the thing is that you know that sun rays fall straightly on equator. Okay. And as we move away from the equator, the rays get slanted. So which means here sun rays fall, okay, little slant, but here very highly slant. Okay. So that is the reason the day and night difference in the southern part of India is only 45 minutes. Okay. But then the day and night temperature in the northern part is around 5 hours. Okay. 5 hours. Which means, for example, in like Tamil Nadu, the day will be for 12 and a half hours and night will be for 11 and a half hours. But then if you go to Ladakh, Jammu Kashmir and this Himachal, Uttarakhand regions, the night itself will be for almost like reduce 5 hours more than night is, which means around 15 hours the night is, 16 hours, 17 hours the night is, and the day is very shorter. The day is very shorter. Okay, that you have to know. So this is because of the, we experiences differences in the time difference because of the latitudinal differences, not the longitudinal differences. Okay, that is one point. Now come to the longitudes. Okay, so though there are many longitudes that are passing through India, we are emphasizing on one longitude, that is 82.5 degrees east. Okay, so that is we have taken it as Indian Standard Time. So Indian Standard Time passes through how many states? You must be knowing already. So you can remember this by code MOUCA. Okay. Okay. So MP, Odisha, UP, Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, this 82.5 degrees. Now see, why we have taken this 82.5 degrees only? Why not some other here or here somewhere? 82.5 degrees only. Why we have taken? Yeah, yeah, we have to take. So the Greenwich meridian in London is the standard, okay, global standard time is there. So which means we have to start there at 0 or 1, okay, and then the whole world countries have come to an understanding that we will space our standard times as per the multiples of 7.5, okay, or 7.5. So you multiply 7.5 into 11, okay, 11 times you will get 82.5. Okay, so this is very important that from Greenwich meridian 11 times we move forward. Okay, we have this 82.5 degrees. This is only normal understanding. There is no hard and fast rule. Everyone has agreed upon we will take this way and India has taken accordingly. Okay, so that is the reason we have taken this 82.5 degrees east longitude as the Indian standard meridian for time. Now there is one more concept that you have to focus here. The thing is that, okay, sun rises in the east, which means the sun would be rising here. Okay, so because of the longitudinal differences, the time gap between northernmost point and easternmost point is almost 2 hours. Okay, the difference would be 2 hours in reality, but we ignore that actually. Okay, but we ignore that and we set the times of even the northeast people also according to all of the India level. So that is the reason there hardly recently I was there also in Darjeeling. The toy train was closed at 3 o'clock only. So I was shocked that how come that in 3 o'clock it is closed, because at 3:30 or 4 it is total dark. So that way. So this is the reason actually there is some debate on this also, that the daytime and the productive time is getting lost because the offices also would be starting very late there, okay, for them. So if someone has woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning, they'll have to wait up to 9 or 10 to go to office. So these kind of issues are there in the northeast. So you have to know that the time difference between the northeast and and the western part is 2 hours. This is based on the longitude. So because of the latitude we are having the day and night time differences, and because of the longitude we have the actual standard time differences. Okay, so these are the concepts that you need to follow. Now we will open the book of the first chapter. So there are 18 facts in the book. Okay, who is having the older book and new book? Most of you have new book, yeah? So actually in the new book now, a lot of information is deleted. So I have checked in Google why they have deleted. Then the answer is that because of COVID, as part of rationalization of the syllabus, much of the things are deducted. But then UPSC is not bothered about these things now. So if someone has the older version, then that is good, or else If the newer version is there, you can add from the books and from the class. Okay, so in the first chapter, which is three three pages only are there. So there are 18 facts. We will underline them and then we will add some more facts to this also. Okay. So in the second paragraph, can you see India's territorial limits further extends to 12 nautical miles. Okay. So 12 nautical miles we have towards the sea, which means our internal waters are there. So you know that exclusive economic zone. So exclusive economic zone is one which is not owned entirely by us. Okay, we have some mining rights over there, but then it is part of the international waters where others also have the navigation rights. Okay, so this is the territorial waters only, you have to know. Okay, that is the first fact. Second fact is that in the third paragraph, our southern boundary extends up to 6 degrees 4 dash, that you can see. The third fact is, if you work out the latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India, they are roughly 30 degrees. So 30 degrees, please underline. The fourth fact is, actual distance measured is 3214 kilometers from east to west and 2933 kilometers from north to south. Achha, from north to south 3214 and east to west 2933. Please underline that. Okay. The fifth fact is, the difference is based on the fact that the next paragraph is there now. So in that, at the end you have one question, find out the distance between two latitudes. Okay, there you can write it as 111 kilometers. If in exam any application question comes na, you can use this one. So between two latitudes the distance remains same, you know na? Okay. The seventh fact is that the southern part of the country lies within the tropics and the northern parts lies in subtropic or the warm temperate zone. You know that tropical zone is also called torrid zone. So right there, the southern part of the country lies in tropical zone or torrid zone. Northern part in subtropical or warm temperate zone. Okay, so there you will be seeing all that things. Also, down you have this thing like 7.5 degrees wala concept. Please go through that. So after that you have a map na. So from the map every year questions are many questions are coming. For example, how many this question is asked. Okay, so this question is asked, which city is in the same longitude as that of Bangalore, and four options are given. So Nagpur or some other and Delhi. So the answer is Delhi. Okay, this is one thing. And then in another year they ask this question, if you go from Kohima to Kottayam, so how many minimum states you should be passing? So they literally gave the numbers 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So they have asked this way. You have to know from, if you Kohima is in Nagaland and Kottayam is in Kerala. So if you come through via road, what are the minimum number of states that you need to cross? So this question was asked. Okay. The same way you can further build upon this. You have to know Indian map clearly. For example, you will be amazed to know that if you go from Himachal Pradesh to Tamil Nadu, how many states are there in between? Can you guess? 7, 8, 5, 6. Okay. So let us see here. From Himachal Pradesh, you can come to UP. Okay. From UP, you can come to Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh to Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh to Tamil Nadu, which means literally 3 states are there in between. Okay. Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh. No, Himachal has small boundary with Uttar Pradesh. You can see the atlas. Here it is not very well portrayed. Okay. So this way they will throw bounces. These only 3 states are there in between. Same way, this question was asked: how many states are there in Western Ghats? So Western Ghats, everyone has counted. From Maharashtra, they are counting. So 2 states they are missing. One is Gujarat, other is Goa. These two states are missed, and they'll put some other answer as it. Okay, so this is one. That way, a lot of very tricky questions are coming, which you need to know. Okay, so there are a few more facts in this. Okay, in this only you can write. What are the? This question is also asked. What are the states through which Tropic of Cancer passes? Okay, so Tropic of Cancer. Can you name the northeastern states where Tropic of Cancer passes? Tripura, Mizoram. So others you must be knowing. So Gujarat, Rajasthan, and all these things. Okay. Now, please write a few more also. How many coastal states are there? Just someone count. Na? 9? 9 are there. How many UTs are there? How many UTs with a coastline? Huh? 4. Andaman Nicobar, Lakshadweep, Diudaman, Puducherry. So right now, Puducherry. Okay. How many Himalayan states are there? So Himalayan states, first starting with okay, two UTs and 11 states are there within the Himalayan region. So 2 UTs, you know, Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh. States starting with Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, then Sikkim. So West Bengal you will be forgetting, please underline that. West Bengal is also a Himalayan state, the northern part. This Siliguri and all these things, na? So it is this you will be forgetting. Darjeeling, yes. Okay, that is there. Again, Assam and all that 7. Okay. So can you arrange these northeastern states? For example, Assam is there. So what are these states? This is this Manipur. This is Meghalaya. So if someone don't know, you can use the concept after Arunachal Pradesh. Nagmani missed trip to Meghalaya. Nagmani missed trip to Meghalaya. So that way you will understand. Okay, and you must be knowing that from any northeastern states, if you have to come to mainland India, you have to cross Assam for sure. Assam is having very boundary with every northeastern state. Okay, this is very important. Okay, so now we will discuss the international boundaries. Okay, the map is not proper, please adjust accordingly. Okay, so we have international boundaries with how many countries? You can count: Pakistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh. So out of this, the longest boundary is with Bangladesh, shortest with Afghanistan. Okay, and you need to remember the states which have borders with these countries. Okay, so you can remember this code 5444. Okay, which means with Bangladesh we have 5 states. Okay, with Myanmar 4 states. Okay, first tell about Pakistan. We have Gujarat, Rajasthan, Punjab. So I have taken both. Jammu Kashmir was previously a state, na? Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh as one. Okay, so these will be for Pakistan. Now coming to China. Okay, Ladakh, Arunachal, Himachal, Uttarakhand, Sikkim. Good. So just either write or keep storing in mind. Okay, these are with China. With Nepal, UP, Bihar, Uttarakhand, West Bengal and Sikkim. So West Bengal is important, please. West Bengal have, that is the reason this Gorkha land, these issues are there now. So these Gorkhas are the natives from Nepal. They have come here and settled. All these issues are there. So remember, West Bengal is the one which will be confusing you a lot. Okay, that is very important. Now, so all 5 you have written with respect to Nepal. Now with respect to Bhutan, Assam, Arunachal, West Bengal, Sikkim. So again West Bengal is important. So with respect to Myanmar, these 4 states: Arunachal, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram. So this is important. So these they have actually the rivers, hills, everything of these Manipur and Mizoram are shared with the Myanmar. That is the reason, because during this insurgency a lot of migrants have come and these people have sheltered them in their own houses, because these Myanmar are also our own brothers and sisters that way. So the ties are, people to people connections are so high in this region. Okay, that is there. Now coming to Bangladesh. So Bangladesh, because this is very much in news now these days, you have to write in order also, which means what is the state sharing the longest border with Bangladesh. So please write the order. First is Bangladesh, sorry, West Bengal, and then Tripura, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Assam. So this is the one which is so much in news because they were challenging the sovereignty of Northeast na these days, the Bangladesh guys. So that is the reason you need to understand them. The borders, not only the border, in order also. So if a question may come, so that is what. Okay. And then do you know these three lines? Radcliffe line, Durand line, and McMahon line. So Radcliffe is with respect to India-Pakistan border. So please write now. So with India and Pakistan border, we have Radcliffe line. Radcliffe line. And with China, we have McMahon line. But then China claimed something else. Did you hear of this term LAC? Line of actual control. So actual control that they are claiming. Durand is with respect to Afghanistan, but now it is blur. Okay. So these days Aravallis is also in news now. What are the states that pass through Aravallis? So Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana, Delhi. So 4 states are there. Just remember that. And Indian Standard Meridian, I have already told you na, MOUCA. So that 82.5 degrees passes through Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, MOUC, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, and Andhra Pradesh. So just remember that. Now we have discussed the countries now, the international borders. So if you have to arrange them, which country is the largest one? Mean which country shares the longest international border with India? Bangladesh. Then later on, China. So you can remember this code, Bachpan MBA. This is Bangladesh, China, Pakistan, Myanmar, Bhutan, Bach and okay. So this way you can remember in order the means acha, okay. I think that becomes more deeper. If they ask, you have to deal it there. Okay. Now there is India is the 7th largest country, right? So what are the previous 6? Huh. Hmm. Okay. Russia, Canada, China, USA, Brazil, Australia, India. Okay. That's it. So in your NCERT, uh, there are some passes and all. So let us see them once, na. So there is the heading size. Okay. So in that size, there is a term called Marustali. Okay. What does the term Marustali refers to? Yes. So the thing is that the word Marustali is derived from Maro in Hindi is dead. So the land is dead over there. Maru Kastal, Marustali means where nothing grows, the land is infertile. So because of all these reasons, we say that Marustali means the desert region. Okay, the dead land. Okay, this is there. Also, some of you are confusing if someone says desert now, they are getting confused with the cold desert also. See, cold desert of Ladakh does not come in the geophysical, within the geography, we do not take it as part of deserts. Okay, because there is no vegetation, we call it a cold desert for in a casual sense, but desert means only the western desert of India. Okay, right. So that is there. And then you have this Indian subcontinent. So Indian subcontinent consists of how many countries? Five. So please do not confuse with Afghanistan and Myanmar. So Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka also. Sri Lanka not mentioned, in other books it is mentioned. So Sri Lanka also, the standard book is there, other standard book NI voice, so it is mentioned there. So that is also part, just it is divided by this Park Strait na, or else it is a contiguous region only. So and that is what, right. So that is in the Indian subcontinent. So in the last paragraphs you have some passes you see na, Khyber and Bolan, these passes are in Pakistan. So Khyber Pakhtun region, it is a district na. So Khyber and Bolan both are in Pakistan. Now not needed. Next you have this Shipkila na, Shipkila Pass. So Shipkila Pass is in which state? Himachal Pradesh. Good. So Himachal Pradesh. Please write there na. This next Nathula Pass is there. So Nathula Pass is in news these days. Nee, Nathula Pass is in Sikkim. Nathula and Lipu Lake, these two passes are in news. So why? Because Nathula, actually I was telling no for the why is it in news. Okay, the thing is that, so why is it in news is that recently after many years Kailash Mansarovar Yatra has got started. Okay, so it is through these two passes only. So Nathula Pass in Sikkim and Lipu Lake Pass in Uttarakhand. These two passes are very important, which are in news. Lipu Lake in Uttarakhand and Nathula in Sikkim. And then you have one more pass, the Bomdila Pass. So Bomdila Pass is in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. Okay. Right. So there are some questions also. If you want, you can take exercise may later on. Okay. 4 questions are there later use. So that's it with the first chapter. Okay, so it is all about factual content, na? So please just apart from what we have discussed, you can build upon some, upon that also. You are having these group discussion sessions, na? So in that someone can come up with new questions. See, for example, from Gujarat, say we go to Arunachal Pradesh, how many states are there? Okay, these kind of things you can improvise. Okay, then we will move on to the second chapter. Actually, for me also to narrate to you, the first two chapters are kind of like there is no sync at all. So everything is factual. From third chapter we have very good sync. There we will come up with good techniques and all. You will get the link from one topic to another. Okay, so the first chapter is this way, but please have command about all the mapping. So for example, you have to know this Chhattisgarh is very important, West Bengal is very important, from that which state to which state you are going. So this way things are very important, so please analyze that one. Okay, now the second chapter is structure and physiography. Okay, right, we'll start with structure and physiography. So see, this way only you have already learned some 30 to 40 facts in the first chapter only. So that way you can keep building. So now we are going to the second chapter, structure and physiography. What does the word geo refers to? Geo, earth. Okay, good. So now if you go through this chapter, na, what you will find is two things. Okay, first they have divided the country India. So first you go into the earth and see how the features are. So that way from inside they have divided into three. Okay, which is geological division. Okay, so we have three geological divisions, which are the northern mountains, northern plains, and peninsular plateau. Okay, this is from inside the geology, so we cannot see it. Okay, now come to the top. Here if you see from above, what are the physical features that you will find is six. Again same, the mountains, plains, plateau, along with this the coast, deserts, islands. That's it now. So these are the six features that you can see from inside. So these are called physiographic divisions. Okay, now we have 6 on the top and 3 on the bottom. If about this 9, we have around 3 to 5 facts about this. So 40 factual information will be enough for this chapter. Okay, so about each one of them we will be dealing now. Okay. So first we will see the bottom ones, which are the geological features, and then come to the top ones, which are these are physiographic features, or which we can see these are the outcomes. Okay, now what is present on the relief feature? Okay, this is inside, no one can see, only the geologist through some tectonic like seismographs and all, some volcanic activities, and some places where drilling is going on. So because of all these things we can come to conclusion that this is this way. Okay, so first let us see about them, and then we will come to these things. Okay, geological. So first one is peninsula, plateau, then mountains, and then plains. Yeah. Okay. Here what we will be discussing is that the age, origin, regions, seismic stability, rivers, if there, minerals inside. Okay, so these are the one, but rock also. See, before knowing about the geology, na, you must be seeing somewhere in the world history. Okay, we'll come back here. Sorry, in world geography. Do you know this concept? Earth also has age. How many years? What is the age of Earth? Yeah, 46 crore years. Okay, 46 crore years. Now, before 46 crore years, the whole Earth was divided into two. Pangea, Panthalassa is water, na? Panthalassa is water. Pangea is the landmass. Okay, simple concept. Now, this one, this Pangea got converted into two. Gondwana and Laurasia. Okay, Gondwana and Laurasia. Now this got further split into 7 continents. Small concept only. So what are the forces responsible for this? So inside the volcanic forces, faults, all these things you will be reading in the world geography. But then this is important here, I will tell why. Okay, so this is a small concept you have to see. So before 46 crore years, Earth was divided into two. So Pangea only one landmass, Panthalassa is water. So this got converted into Laurasia and Gondwana. So now Gondwana is important for us. You know why? Because in this journey from forming Gondwana to continents, Indian plate was part of the Australian plates. Okay, so you must be knowing this thing how India is formed. For example, here Eurasian region is there. Eurasian region was there, and somewhere here Indo-Australian plate is there. Indo-Australian plate is there. Okay, and then here Tethys Sea. Tethys Sea was here. So slowly this Indian plate started coming here. Okay, and then this Indo-Australian plate hit the Eurasian plate with so much high force that this Tethys Sea has gone, and then here an uplift has taken place. That uplift we are calling as Himalayas. small concept only. Okay, so Indo-Australian plate, here Tethys Sea was there, so Tethys Sea mein this was removed, and then the Himalayas are formed. Okay, now what happened is that after Himalayas have formed, so some rivers started. Here a geosynclinal depression has occurred between the plateau and the mountains. So in this region a depression has occurred. Now the river started coming from the Himalayas and started filling this depression, this geosynclinal depression, and that is how the plains are formed. Okay, yeah, alluvial plains. So these depositions are mostly alluvial in nature, we call so. Okay, this way how they are formed, which means out of these three the older one is this, now the peninsular plateau. The peninsular plateau is older. The next older is the Himalayan mountains. The third one is the plains. Okay, so this you are familiar now. Okay, so we will fill the table here which we have written. So age wise, this is peninsular plateau is much older. The mountains are younger. So you must be knowing that even today also Himalaya is increasing in its height. So every time some 2 inches like that. So this is a ongoing concept. And plains are much younger. You know, even every day it grows, right? Ganga, Ganga, Brahmaputra, and all these rivers are every day flowing. They are bringing the deposition every day, which means the age is it is growing every day. So this is much youngest of all. Okay, so the youngest one. Okay, so the origin we have studied now regarding uh, the peninsular plateau, how the Indo-Australian plate has come, and the mountains also, how it has led to the uplift of the mountains, and how this geosynclinal depression. Okay, so all these things you have seen. Now regions. See, if you see on the like India, what are the regions that are covering? So you will be very surprised to know that uh, peninsular plateau, you can see them up to the Rajasthan region. See, if you see from bottom, there is no desert now, which means it is a part of the peninsular plateau. Later on, which is filled with sand, and that we call from outside as desert. Okay, from bottom say there is no desert. So which means Rajasthan is also a part of peninsular plateau. Okay, so that extends from Madhya Pradesh to like Rajmahal Hills in Jharkhand, Chota Nagpur Plateau in Chhattisgarh also, and even up to Meghalaya. Okay, up to Meghalaya, this Assam mein Karbi Anglong Plateau is there. So up to there, it is a very huge region. So this occupies the major portion. Okay, the peninsular plateau. You have to know this boundary clearly. So Rajasthan to the Assam border. This is the major thing. Mountains, you know, the Himalayan mountains and northeast hills. Okay, so this we will be knowing, and then plains also, you know. Now seismic stability. So this peninsular plateau is very stable, like never, almost all of the South India is in the safest region. So here no earthquakes comes. Here this is one of the most earthquake prone region of the world. So earthquakes are very high, and here only tremors are felt. Like a earthquake would not come because of the Himalayan earthquakes, then it will have little ripple effect here. Okay, in the plain regions. Okay, it is not totally free, but somewhat. Okay, that is there. Now, so can you tell some of the peninsular rivers? Godavari, Krishna, Narmada, Tapi, all these things are the rivers which you find here. And mountains, mein, the three, Ganga, Brahmaputra, and Indus. So in the plains also again the same thing goes. So minerals are there, na? So most of the minerals are in the, actually than calling it as minerals, we would call them as resources, because most of the iron ore, coal, bauxite, yeah, almost all the minerals are in the peninsular plateau only. So which contains Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, all these regions. So they are part of peninsular plateau. Now coming to mountain regions, what are the resources that you have? Here you have only hydroelectric power. Okay, in the Himalayan region you have the hydroelectric power mostly. So that is the reason. Which state has the highest hydroelectric potential in India? Arunachal Pradesh, right? So it's also Himalayan state. So Himalayan states means don't consider only the western side ones, eastern side also give attention. So in the plains, what is the resource that you have is agriculture only. Okay, agriculture. Okay, see, when it comes to rivers now, rivers in the peninsular plateau are kind of, they will be flowing through rift valleys. Do you know rift valleys? So like a deep gorge only, so very rugged topography is there inside. So you must be knowing this thing, the Narmada, Tapi, and Damodar and Mahi. So these four rivers passes through rift valleys. So you can see this feature of rift valley with respect to the peninsular plateau only. Okay, and with respect to the mountains, what feature you will see with the rivers is that they are very young. So that is the reason when a river is young, you will see a lot of waterfalls. Now fast moving waterfalls are there, and they carry a lot of deposits with them also while coming from the mountainous regions. So this is there, the young rivers. And here you can see this oxbow lakes and meanders. So do you know this feature, oxbow and meander? So which means, so the river takes a lot of turns, na? This is meandering. So if it is cut off, imagine this is cut off, this is oxbow lake. So this is what. So now you are aware of the three geological divisions, right? So in the book it is very confusing. So please make use of this table, then only you will be able to know. Okay, so if you have noted, we will move to the top side, the 6 things. Which one? Acha, rock. Okay, so rock na, here we have igneous rocks. Okay, and here we have metamorphic and sedimentary rocks. And here these are plains only, so not needed. Okay, there is no rock only here. Okay, so rocks in the peninsular plateau are igneous, in mountains they are metamorphic and sedimentary, and here we are not bothered about their structure. Okay, this way you please write, because in your book it is too confusing, so that thing will be left unattended. Okay, so if you have done, we will move to the next part. Oxbow lakes and meanders. In plains na, uh, huh? In the near the mouth. Okay. So mountains, they are young, the rivers are very young, and then very fast flowing, and you can see waterfalls also in these rivers, and then these carry heavy deposits. Okay, plains mostly, yes. Okay, done. So we will move to the next part. So physiography, which means we are seeing this from top. Okay, so here we are seeing again 6 of them. First is the mountains, plateau, plains, coasts, desert, islands. Okay, so these are the 6 that we are going to deal now. Okay, here in the mountains now, these are again divided into 5. So Kashmir, Himalayas, Uttaranchal, Sikkim, Arunachal, and Northeast Hills. Actually, this part occupies lot of your book, only this thing. Okay. Now, plateau region includes 3 things. Peninsular plateau or Deccan plateau. There is something called Central Highlands. We will see now. And then Northeastern plateau. Okay. In the plains we have in Indo-Gangetic Brahmaputra plains. Coast 2, eastern and western. And then desert, only one desert we have. Islands, we have 2 group of islands, one in the Andaman Sea, Andaman, and Bay of Bengal. Okay, so if we see about islands of Andaman and islands of islands of Arabian Sea. So islands in Arabian and islands of Bay of Bengal. Okay, so if we see about these things, then your chapter will be done. Okay, yeah. So just in your book, this chronology is not written in this way. So please write now once. It will be useful while you are reading. Okay. So first we will take up this thing. Okay. So Himalayas, mountains. First is Kashmir, na? Kashmir Himalayas. Second, Uttaranchal or Uttarakhand Himalayas. The other one, Sikkim, Arunachal, and Northeast Hills. Okay, so if you have to tell the states, you will easily tell, no? This is in Kashmir region. This is Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh also. Okay. Uttaranchal is now today's Uttarakhand, na? Acha, acha, okay. We'll see. So in the books, they have used this term. Okay, Sikkim is just Sikkim, Arunachal, and these are the other 6 states. Okay, that is there. So can you name some rivers of this Kashmir Himalayas? Okay, Jhelum. In Uttarakhand, Ganga, this Ravi, Bias also are here only. In Sikkim, can you name a river which is already asked in UPSC examination? Teesta. Okay. In Arunachal Pradesh, mostly Brahmaputra. Okay. In Northeast Hills, any river? Barak River is there. Actually, a lot of the rivers in the northeastern region are the tributaries of Chindwin River. This Chindwin River is the tributary of Irrawaddy River. So Irrawaddy River is in Myanmar. So it drains into Arabian Sea. So this question was also asked in the UPSC examination. Yeah, sorry, Bay of Bengal. So in Bay of Bengal, it is draining. That you have to remember that way. Okay. Okay. Okay, you know that there are one unique feature for all these things, which is very important now, because the previous things you will anyhow do it. Now the important thing in the Kashmir Himalayas is that something do you know this? Karevas. So Karevas. So what are these? Yes. Okay. So what are Karevas is that, see, imagine this region may in the Kashmir Himalayas you have glaciers. Okay. Some of the glaciers, can you say? They are Siachen Glacier, you must be knowing. Baltora. Okay. These kind of glaciers are there. Now you know what would be the size of each glacier? It is around nearly size of total Hyderabad. This much big. Okay, and every day they would be melting. So whenever these glaciers are melting, inside the glaciers there are lot of rocks, some soil, and these like lot of other things are there which other than the ice. Now upon cooling, these other things would be coming outside. So they come and store at one place. They are deposited at one place. These depositions are called karevas. They are nothing but the alluvial soils we call in the other place now in Indo-Gangetic basin. These are karevas but alluvial soils are from the rivers, but karevas are from the glaciers. Okay, now these glaciers, these karevas are helpful for the growth of saffron. Okay, saffron cultivation. So this is the very important thing that you have to remember. So in the Kashmir Himalayas, saffron is the unique feature. Okay. Now the unique feature in Uttaranchal Himalayas, see here we have 3 mountain ranges, the greater Himalayas, lesser Himalayas, and Shivaliks. See here also they are there, I'll tell you. But then here you have to remember 2 things. There are British have identified and developed them as hill stations. A lot of hill stations. Mussoorie, Ranikhet. So a lot of hill stations, all these things, Dehradun, all these are developed in this Uttaranchal Himalayas. Okay, so very important. This is okay. Now the unique feature of Sikkim Himalayas is that here the British has identified these slopes, this very moderate and equally spread rainfall, and then they have developed these into plantations. Okay, so very much important. The coffee and tea plantations mostly, these are there in the Sikkim Himalayan regions, which includes part of Assam also. Okay. No, plantation, just what to say, this tea cultivation, not this, it can be step farming also, but then, yeah, I'll tell you here, it is not kind of step farming, okay, but what happens in this region of Himalayas is that here we have some small valleys, na, you say Ladakh Valley, Kulu Valley, all these things. So here, instead of valleys, you have something called duars. Okay, you don't have shivaliks here, you have duars. So these duar region and other regions are developed as the plantation hubs in the Sikkim Himalayas. So this you have to remember properly. Okay. The important one here is that we have hydroelectric again. So here in the northeast Himalayas, na, did you hear of this thing in Manipur? Loktak Lake. Loktak Lake. So this Loktak is very important. It is a UNESCO heritage site also. Yeah, floating one. So the thing is that here, please know about this Loktak Lake. So this Loktak Lake is part of Ramsar site and it's a national park. Lot of things are there. You see about them. It is in Manipur, but then it is known for something called Thumdis. Okay, so Thumdis means, see, if this is the lake, so there are some small, very smaller than islands. See the size of this room. Okay, these are the things there. Okay, now here there is a deer called Shanghai deer. Shanghai deer, it jumps from one to here and all. That is why we call it as dancing deer. Okay, so this is okay. This is very important. So Shanghai deer is in Loktak Lake in the Manipur region. So locally it is called Thumdis. These smaller ones. Huh? No, no. See, this is a UNESCO recognized site, na? UNESCO, and I think it is a Ramsar site also. We'll see. Ramsar site also. You must be knowing that there are only two Ramsar sites which are kept in the Montreux record, which means they are getting deteriorated every day by day. So Loktak Lake is one, and other one, can anybody say? In Rajasthan, Kilodio National Park. So these two are the one which are kept in the Montreux record of the Ramsar site. Okay, this is very important. See, this question is already asked also about the Shanghai deer. So it is endangered as per the IUCN status, all these things. You have to remember this. Okay, coming back. Right, this is there. So now we have some passes also in each of these one. In Kashmir region, we have now only seen some passes, na, like Bolan, Khyber, and we will see now Zojila and others. And in Uttarachal and Himachal region, any pass? Just now we saw enough. Shipkila Pass. and Lipu Lake. So Lipu Lake is here, yeah. And in the Sikkim region, we have the pass Nathula. And here, Bomdila. And in your book, one more pass is given, Deepu Pass. So Deepu Pass is between Arunachal Pradesh and Myanmar. So we'll see that also now. Okay, that's it. And then there are some cities also, lakes are also given in your book. For example, in the Kashmir Himalayas, we have some saltwater lake and some freshwater lake. Okay, for example, Somururi and Sokar. These are the saltwater lakes in the Kashmir region. And the freshwater lake are Dal Lake, Ular Lake. So these are given in your book. We will see. In Uttarakhand, lakes and these are not needed. Sikkim, all this. So this way, please divide and learn, or else you will keep on forgetting. It is given in the paragraph forms in your book. Okay, so try to understand this thing. Okay, so we are done with the mountains. So all the 5 things. Now come to plains. So you know that Indian plains are formed by 3 rivers: Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. Okay, so imagine this is a hill, mountain, and this is a river, or this is the main river, and these are tributaries. Okay, so do you know what is the pattern of rivers in the plain region and mountain region? Okay, so we can say this is trellis pattern. It is like tree, from somewhere they will come. Okay, this is there. Now you have to remember one small concept here. Okay, now when the water is coming from these mountains, now so there are some stages that you have to remember. First, if you see here, there are some rocks, stones, you can say, which is called Babar region. Okay, so Babar region. After that, you have Terai region. Okay, then you have Bangar region, Khadar region. Then the actual river starts. Okay, now let us see the features about this thing. So firstly, when river starts coming near these big stones, the water will be totally disappeared, means it is somewhere inside. So because we can remember that this Babar is a robber where no water is seen. Okay, this is the region. Now suddenly after these rocks you will move on forward, you will come to a region called Terai. So Terai region is a very lush green region. Again water emerges. You know, the thing is that there are no tributaries, nothing there, and suddenly water will be there coming from ground. Okay, so this is a unique feature of the Terai region. So Terai region is so fertile, it is precious, very conspicuous with the vegetation, and also a lot of cultivation is growing. So all these things are there. Now after coming here, the water, they will be carrying some deposits with them, right? So that deposits will be started to settle here. So they settle, this is called older alluvium. Okay, this Bangar is older alluvium, and moving forward this newer alluvium will be settled. Okay, this newer alluvium is called Khadar. Okay, then you will find the river. Okay, the stages are Babar, Terai, Bangar, Khadar. Okay, so these are the 4 features, 4 important things that you need to know in the plains. Okay, so we are done with that. Okay, so regarding the mountains, we have seen the 5 parts, and regarding each of this, we have seen some facts. So now you can say all these things, now where Karevas are found, where Duars are found, all these things from the past one. Okay, am I going somewhat fast? No, no, right. So this is what with the plains. This is there in your book. Now next let us go for the plateau region. Okay. So the plateau region में we have Deccan Plateau, Central Highlands, and Northeast Plateau. So in the Deccan Plateau, na, what they have discussed in your book is Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Okay, so it is very important for us to know the both these Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. Let us compare them. So Western Ghats, firstly, they are in between West Coast and Deccan Plateau. Okay, so okay, that you can avoid. But then you know the states now of Western Ghats. Western Ghats starts with Gujarat. So Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, and these states, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Odisha, and West Bengal. So the Western Ghats and East. So what is the, these Western Ghats are more taller. These are somewhat shorter. Okay, and you know that in the Western Ghats you will not see rivers, dissecting. A lot of rivers are not there, but in the Eastern Ghats you will see some of the rivers like Godavari, Krishna going and cutting the region. Okay, so see, Eastern Ghats, you will forget two states. Okay, Eastern Ghats you have Telangana also. Eastern Ghats you have Karnataka also. Okay, these things you will forget. Please note down. So Eastern Ghats, these two states are also there. Okay, taller and shorter. These are more continuous, and this is less continuous. Okay. Now, can you say the highest peak of Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats? Western Ghats is Anaimudi. Yeah. So Anaimudi is in which state? Kerala. Now the highest peak of Eastern Ghats is there is some place called Jindagada. So this Jindagada, it is in Araku region of Andhra Pradesh. Okay, the highest peak is this one. Okay, so these are the important differences. You can see more also this thing. Okay, now okay, the central highlands, the important thing you need to know is that previously also we have discussed regarding the plateau. The central highlands are vast stretch of a region from Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh. It includes the Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and here Northeast Plateau is separately discussed. Na? So that is the thing. Okay. So regarding the plateau also we are done. So Central Highlands, you just need to know the location. Okay, it includes Rajasthan is what we forget often. The Central Highlands that you have to remember. Right. So Northeastern Hills, it is mostly Meghalaya and all. So there are some minerals and all in the Meghalaya which we will be seeing now. Okay, in the book. Now come to the coastal So coastal region, we have east coast and west coast, na? Okay, this way. So west coast, east coast. Okay. So east coast, you have these states now. So can you tell the other names which are involved? For example, there is something called Malabar coast is in Kerala. And what do you call the Maharashtra and Goa coast? Konkan coast. And Karnataka Valley, Karnataka coast, Mangalore. There is something called Karvai coast, but this is less known, not needed. Okay, now come to the Tamil Nadu side. What do you call the Tamil Nadu coast? Coromandel coast. And Andhra Pradesh, it is also informal one. You call Costa Plains. Costa Plains. And the Odisha ones, Utkal Plains. Utkal Plains. I'll write here. Odisha, Utkal Plains or Utkal Coast. Okay, Coromandel coast is already known. So these are the 6 coasts that you have to remember. Okay. So other difference is that this west coast is between Arabian Sea and Western Ghats. Right. This is between Bay of Bengal and Eastern Ghats. Okay, that you have to know. Which is more fertile? Eastern is more fertile, na? KG basin, Krishna Godavari. Here what basins are there? No basins. Okay, this is less fertile. This is more fertile. Do you know something called this west coast is submerged coast and east coast is emerged coast? Okay, so this EE, please remember, east coast is emerged, mean it is little raised higher, and west coast is submerged under the water. Okay, so that is the reason, because of the submergence nature, we have lot of natural ports here. Okay, so natural ports are common here in the western coast, but in the eastern coast, not many. Most of them are artificial. You have to work upon them and make them ports. Okay, lot of dredging and all these artificial activities are needed in the eastern coast to make ports. Okay, this is there. Okay, so I think you know this. So once again, east coast states you know, west coastal states you know. The name of the coast also is known now. The name of both coasts are known, and then in between sea and the Ghats also you remember, and then the fertile nature. So this is what most of us forget, which is submerged and emerged, and natural ports and artificial ports. These two are the most important ones. Okay, so that is done. Costa, Costha. So it is informally only. Okay, now come to islands. So we have discussed that we have 2 groups of islands, na? So one is of the Arabian Sea and other is Lakshadweep. Okay, Arabian Sea, how many islands are there, you know? Sorry, I have written wrong. Previously also I have written wrong, na? Bay of Bengal. Okay, so in Arabian Sea, the important one is Lakshadweep, you know, here Andaman and Nicobar. Here there are only around 36 islands, but here you have 572 islands. Okay, in the Bay of Bengal region. These islands are coral in origin. Coral. So mostly they are found by the coral. These are volcanic in origin. Okay. You know the highest, largest island of the Arabian Sea is Minicoy. So the name is Mini, but then it is the largest. Okay. Here the largest one is Middle Andaman. So in volcano, do you know one which is the active volcano? Barren Island. Okay. So here now, around the coast, you will find mangroves. A lot of mangroves are there in Andaman Nicobar. Okay. Here there are no mangroves, and then mostly the coral reefs are only there. Okay. And these are much inhabited. A lot of population is here, but then here in Andaman Nicobar you don't have that much population. Like there are some tribes now. Sentinelese, Shompens, Nicobaris. So all these things are there, tribals you will see. Okay, so this is regarding the islands of, okay, this Bay of Bengal islands are divided into two. So actually some of the group is called Labyrinth. So this Labyrinth Islands group of islands is given in your book. So please remember in the Andaman and Nicobar region, Labyrinth Islands are also there. So that's it. Now the final one would be deserts. So regarding deserts, you have to know that only few features. Thar Desert is spread in how many states? Gujarat, Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana as well. Okay, so these four states the Thar Desert is spread over. Now we have already discussed one term with respect to deserts, Marustali. Okay, and then in the desert region there are some features called burchans and seats. So if you go to the Rajasthan region, for example, Jaisalmer and all, so you would be seeing heaps of sand this way. Okay, so this feature, this structure, this kind of structure is called burchan. Okay, burchans. And if totally is not there, only one half is there. Only this is there. The other total, this is called burchan and this is called seef. Okay, the total curve is burchan and the smallest one is seef. Okay, so this is important. Now in the desert region, what are the freshwater resources called? Oasis. Oasis. Now there are some saltwater lakes are also, they are called playas. So playas are the one where same like oasis but salt water is there. So from these playas they make salt. So this is a good way of income generating and employment activity for the desert regions. Okay, so oasis and playas is important. Okay, so this way we have discussed the geological structure which is inside the the three structures, and then the geological structures outside. Okay, the six ones. Okay, only this is there in your book. We will highlight some of them, not some of them, all, and then we can see. Shashi, AC on is on. Play that. Okay. Chalo. So we will start highlighting. Okay, see, only these two chapters are very, very boring actually. I know it is kind of what to say, fact, 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 no linkages at all. So I have at least in 1 hour you have heard these terms now. So now it will not be new. See, for reading alone, it will be much more challenging. From tomorrow, it will be more interesting because we have only rivers. So, for example, tomorrow the chapter is on rivers. So, on the rivers, we can discuss what are the tributaries, left bank tributaries, right bank tributaries with codes. Okay, so Indus River, all these things. Again, we have chapter on soils. So, for that, we have good tables and charts which you will feel very interesting. So, other students must be struggling with all these things by they're not knowing all the things, so you take the pain. So for this 1 day, so you have heard for 2 hours, and then again you work upon this for 1 or 2 hours. Within 4 hours 2 chapters will be done and you'll be safe. Okay, so let us highlight the things now. Okay, so the chapter is structure and physiography. In the first paragraph only it is there now. Currently shows that Earth is 460 million years old or 46 crore years. Okay. Now come to the next one. There is 3 geological divisions are there na? Peninsular block, the Himalayas and peninsular mountains, and Indo-Gangetic Brahmaputra plains. Right. First they have given peninsular plateau in all books na. Peninsular plateau. In that, if you see the third line, it ranges from Kutch, Aravalis. Aravalis are in 4 states you have highlighted, right? Now come to Rajmahal Hills. They are in which state? Jharkhand. So someone, if not aware, please write Rajmahal Hills in Jharkhand. Now, after second next line you have Karbi Anglong. It is in Assam. So please underline that. After 2 lines, do you have this Malda fault in West Bengal? So please underline that also. Malda fault in West Bengal. Immediately you have Chota Nagpur plateau. It is in which state? Chhattisgarh. So keep writing. So Malda fault in West Bengal. So actually we have discussed now that in sometime we have discussed that key northeast plateau. So this between this northeast plateau and the mainland plateau, this Malda fault is there. So you have to remember that one. Okay. In the next paragraph, you have this thing. 2 words are very important: ancient gneiss and granite. So these are the primary rocks found in this peninsular plateau. Okay. So after that, there are some like the rift valleys of Narmada, Tapi, Mahanadi are there, na? Did you underline? Along with that, 2 are not there in your book. Please write Damodar and Mahi. These are also the rift valleys. Okay, all of you know this concept of rift valleys, na? So, so in the peninsular plateau, actually the west flowing rivers Narmada, Tapi, and this Mahi we have discussed. So these rivers flows in some like valleys. So that is the reason, because of this rift valleys you don't have coastal plains here. You have something called estuaries. So estuaries are the what to say word that is used for these western rivers in geographical terms. Here you have deltas. because these do not flow in the rift valleys. The east flowing rivers do not flow through rift valleys, but the west flowing rivers flow through the rift valleys, and that is the reason they form estuaries. So rift valleys are nothing but a valley which is rugged topography at the bottom. Okay, that's it. Right. So that three you have highlighted, right? Next, you can see the peninsula mostly consists of relict and residual mountains like Aravalli. Aravalli states you have remembered. Nallamala forests are in? Uh, uh, so you can remember the hills of Andhra with one code. All of them ends with A. Nallamala, Erramala hills, Palkonda, and Velikunda hills. So these are the ones which are mentioned in your NCERT. So all those ending with A are in Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Now next one you can see Javadi hills. See, if you have atlas, you can see all the hills of Tamil Nadu will end either with I or Y. Javadi, Chevroi, Mahendragiri, all these hills you can see in the atlas also now or after going home, that mostly 99% of the hills of Tamil Nadu will end with I or Y. Okay, so this way you can remember. So here you have one hill given Javadi Hills. Okay, so Javadi Hills is in Tamil Nadu. That's it. Again, Velikonda is given Nallamala, Velikonda, Palkonda. So AA, these are in Andhra Pradesh. That's it. Okay. So again, these three things are there, right? Peninsular mountains, Ganga Brahmaputra. So these are well discussed in the class now. Again, you will find the same things here also. So just see at home. Let us go to physiography. Okay, physiography. First, let us take this northern and northeast mountains. Okay, you have, it is bit of, okay, so you have 8 facts in the first one. So please see them. In the north and northeast mountains. Okay, the first fact is in the fourth line, some of the important ranges are Greater Himalayas, Greater Himalayan ranges, Trans Himalayas, and Middle Himalayas. So, Greater, Trans, अच्छा middle ना, Shivaliks. So this is too much confusing. If you want, you can ignore also. This is the first fact. Okay. Next, in your book there is given, right, the next paragraph, the general orientation. You can ignore that. It is like left to right, south to north, all that is given. You can ignore that. Now come to Kashmir and Northwest Himalayas. That is important. Okay. So from here, please be cautious. A lot of facts would be coming. If you don't remember now, later on it will be difficult for you. So first one, Kashmir or Northwest Himalayas. 11 facts we have here. The first one is comprises series of ranges: Karakoram, Ladakh, Jaskar, Pir Panjal. We will see. See, first one is cold desert which lies between Great Himalayas and Karakoram ranges. How will you remember this? So I remember this way. So cold desert is between Greater Himalayas and Karakoram. Okay, so you have these things are important actually. You have to remember. So somehow, if not this code, you remember it is between cold desert is between Greater Himalayas and Karakoram ranges. Okay. Now the next fact is between Great Himalayas and Pir Panjal range lies the famous Dal Lake and Kashmir Valley. Okay. So I remember this as GDP. So Dal Lake is between Great Himalayas and Pir Panjal. Okay. So this is the second fact. Okay. Third fact is immediate line Baltoro and Siachen. Okay. Baltoro and Siachen is very important. These are the glaciers that you need to know. Okay. Fourth fact is the Kashmir Himalayas are famous for Kareva formations. So Karevas in Kashmir Himalayas. This is one fact you have to know. For the cultivation of saffron. See, a small box is given. Na? Karevas are the thick deposits of glacial clay. So just remember that. Now, come to sixth fact. Some of the important passes are Zozila on the Great Himalayas. Okay, Zozila on Great Himalayas. How will you remember? Zozila on Great Himalayas. I remember that Z is the greatest alphabet, na? A is the smallest, Z is the largest or greatest. So that is why it is in Great Himalayas. So now Zozila lies in Greater Himalayas. Okay. The second one you have see Banihal on Pir Panjal ranges. So Banihal on Pir Panjal ranges. See, all these are very important because recently, a lot of the highest cable bridge of the world or the largest train route through these passes only they are being laid to improve the connectivity. So they are very much in news. So now, if you do not understand them later on while studying that news, also they will not sink in. Also, you have to remember that without like this knowledge will help you in knowing other things also. For example, this environment part. So you will not be able to understand that environment without this geography knowledge, na? Also places in news also new places in news are always there. The places are there, just they are in news. So it is very important to know these places. Okay, the second one is Banihal Pass in Pir Panjal, right? So, like how I remember is we have to ban pan. Okay, Banihal, Pir Panjal. So there is this something like the pan problem is so high that Indians can turn Taj Mahal into Red Fort by spitting. Okay, so that is the reason we have to ban this pan. So Banihal, Pir Panjal. Next, Fotula on Jaskar. Fotula, it is there na in all the books. So Fotula on Jaskar. So how will you remember? Uh, so Jaskar or Jaskar. So I remember that just a photo. Just a photo. Jaskar Fotula. Okay, you can remember that way. Next one, Kardungla on Ladakh range. So Kardungla on Ladakh. How will you remember? I remember like cars mostly ladka boys use karte na. So Kardungla, Ladakh, I have remembered. You can, I know that most of girls also drive these days, but just for the convenience of code, Kardungla, Ladakh. So if you have any other codes also, you just try to remember. This is my way of remembering. Now there are some important lakes you see, Dal and Wooler Lake. These are freshwater lakes. Salt water, see for salt water na, there is this code, so is there, TSO, So Muriri, Pongang so these are salt water lakes. Okay, right? These are 8 facts. Ninth fact is that, see, after few lines you have this, do you know some famous places of pilgrimages? Vaishno Devi, Amarnath cave. This Charari Sharif is something which everyone has missed and they have asked in 2022 examination. So where is this Charari Sharif? So it is in this Kashmir Ladakh region. So most of us were not knowing. Okay, this is the ninth fact. Okay, the 10th fact you can see that, see, Srinagar city is located on Jhelum river. Okay, this will you Srinagar city is located on the Jhelum river. See, the important feature is that actually we have discussed that usually a river in its younger state is very much like a rapid. You have waterfalls and meanders are the features of the mature and older stage of the river. But surprisingly, here this Jhelum river in its young stage itself forms meanders near the Srinagar city. Okay, so this is very important. So Jhelum river forms meanders at this. So if anyone cannot remember this, Srinagar is on Jhelum river, you can use the code. I remember in the initial times like Jai Shri, like whatever god, Jai Shri Ram or Jai Shri whatever the god, Srinagar Jhelum Jai, like that you can remember. Okay, that's it. Okay, so with that we are done with the Kashmir region. So now you can say na cold desert lies between Karakoram. Good. And this Kardungla, Ladakh. Right. Okay. Dal Lake lies between GDP was the code, na? So this way you will remember the things. Now next coming to Himachal and Uttaranchal Himalayas. So here you have 6 facts. The first one is this part lies between Ravi and Kali river. Okay, that is known, Ravi and Kali. Second fact is it is drained by Indus Ganga. Okay, known. Third fact is in the continuous paragraph after some time. You can see, okay, this Lahore and Spiti are in Ladakh region. So just know them. Lahore and Spiti these days are in news in Ladakh region because these days protests are going on. Na? This, what is that guy's name? Sonam Wangchuk. So they are, why are they fighting for? Sixth schedule and all. Good. So this Lahore and Spiti are important. Next, there are these are greater Himalayas and all. See, local names are there, right? Dholadhar in Himachal Pradesh and Nangtiba in Uttaranchal. So you have to remember this thing. This is the third fact. Okay. Fourth fact is hill station. See, which one? Acha, the local names of the Himalayas is this Dhauladhar and Nangtiba. It is not given in your book, na? In the new books, okay. Dhauladhar is in Himachal Pradesh and Nangtiba in Uttaranchal. Okay. Done. So this is the third fact. See, you see, underline these hill stations, na? Dharmshala, Masuri, Shimla, Kausoni, uh, Almora, Lansdowne, Ranikhet. So these are the hill stations you have to remember. Okay. In the next paragraph, in the middle lines, you have to know a small concept. Okay. In the greater Himalayas, we will be studying in the vegetation chapter. Actually, it will be like this now. So in the greater Himalayan region, we have some grasslands called alpine vegetation. Okay, alpine vegetation is there. Here, good amount of grass is there in the summer region. Okay, summer region. Now, the tribes are, some tribes are living here. Okay, these tribes goes to this region in the summer region because the cattle will be having the alpine grass and they will have good growth. So they go in the summer season and in the winter season they come back to the lower region because now in the winter season the climate is very harsh here. So these grasslands are called by name, local name, Bugyals. Okay, Bugyals are the grassland, G for grassland, and Bhutias are the tribe. So T, tribe. Okay, got it? And that too in the great Himalayan regions. So they go to very top of the Himalayas in the summer seasons. So this you have to remember. So there is this thing now, inhabited by Bhotias, nomadic groups who migrate to Bugyals. So now if someone says what are Bugyals, you will be aware now. These are grasslands. And Bhutias are tribes. And which season? Summer season they go there. Right. Now this is asked in your examination, the famous Valley of Flowers. Valley of Flowers is there. So Valley of Flowers is in Uttarakhand region. So it is a part of Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve. So in UPSC exam they have asked this. So just if you know that this Valley of Flowers is in Uttarakhand, the answer would be done. Okay. Famous pilgrimage places na? Gangotri, Yamunotri, Kedarnath, Badrinath. One place is there, Hemkund Sahib. So this is also asked in the UPSC examination, prelims. So everyone knows this Gangotri, Yamunotri, Kedarnath. Hemkund Sahib is something forgotten or left. So they have deliberately asked this point only. So this is in the Uttarakhand region and this is a Sahib means Sikh place, Sikh pilgrimage. Not for the Hindus. For the Sikh religion, this Hemkund Sahib is very important. Deliberately they have asked this in the examination. Okay. So we are done with the 6 facts. Right. Now, third one, we are done with the Kashmir and Uttarakhand region, Sikkim region we are going. So, Darjeeling and Sikkim Himalayas. So, you can underline in the fourth line, known for its fast flowing rivers such as Teesta. So, this question is also asked. The only trick, they have kept this question in 5-6 lines. Like no one was knowing where this Teesta gets started from. Everyone is focusing that this Teesta is in news because we have a conflict with Bangladesh. Okay, but then where it is originating? So in the examination, we were thinking that whether it originated in Jharkhand or in West Bengal itself, or is it coming from Bangladesh to India this way? But then it is in Sikkim. So please underline this thing, known for its fast flowing rivers such as Tista. Okay. Then the next point is the higher reaches of the regions are inhabited by LAKSHYA tribes. Very important. So LAKSHYA tribes are in Sikkim. So LAKSHYA tribes, Sikkim, right there. Now after few lines you can see these lines. The British, taking advantage of physical conditions such as moderate slope, thick soil, organic content, okay, well distributed rainfall, introduced tea plantations in this region. You can remember by the code ROWS, ROWS. R for rainfall, O for organic content, W for winter, S for slopes. So for mains examination also you can write all the points immediately. So why this ROWS? Rainfall, organic content, winter, slopes, moderate slopes. So all these features are very conducive for the growth of tea plantations in this Darjeeling region. Okay. So that is the third fact. See, fourth fact is very important. Um, After three lines, you can see absence of shivaliks. In the place of shivaliks, here we have duars. Very important this is. So you do not have the three layers, stages, which is greater Himalayas, middle or lesser Himalayas, and shivaliks are there in the western side only. So shivaliks is a concept which is applicable only for the western mountains, western Himalayas. Here in place of shivaliks you have duars. So very important, please underline duars. So these duars are only developed into tea gardens. This question is also asked, various types of orchids. Orchids. See, you have to remember that, you may get the doubt what orchids are only in this place. Even in this Kashmir region, apple orchards are there, Himachal also are there. See, these are naturally found without any alien introduction. So they need not be cultivated by themselves. They are native to this region. So that is the reason they have asked in the examination also, like which region of the Himalayas is famous for orchids. So if you know that these things, the Sikkim Himalayas and eastern side, you will get the answer. Okay, so that's it. Now come to Arunachal Himalayas. The first point is in the second line, they extend from Bhutan to Dipu Pass. Please underline this Dipu Pass. So Dipu Pass is in between Arunachal Pradesh and Myanmar. Is it not there in the new book? It is there. Okay, Dipu Pass. That is the first fact. Second fact, in fourth or fifth line you can see peaks are Kangtu and Namcha Barwa. Okay. Okay, Kangtu and Namcha Barwa. So these are very important. I remember by code Arun ka naam. Arun, Arunachal Pradesh, Ka Kameng, sorry, Kangtu, and Namcha Barwa is Naam. Arun ka naam. In Arunachal Pradesh, Kangtu and Namcha Barwa is there. You can see this. Now, there are some rivers like Kameng, Subansiri, Dihang, Dibang, Lohit. All these are tributaries of Brahmaputra, which we will see tomorrow only. Okay. So, next page you are seeing that there are perennial, these are perennial and high rate of power potential. So, very important, Arunachal Pradesh has the highest hydroelectric power potential in the country. Okay. So there are some tribes given in your book, right? Monpa, Dafla, Abor, Mishmi, Nishi, Nagas. That too they have given in order. Okay, from west to east. So how you can remember is, how I remember is, okay. So Mompa, Dafla, na? Abor, Mishmi, Nishi, and Nagas. So because it is mentioned in the book only, the order you have to remember. Monpa, Dafla, Abor, Mishi, Nishi, and Nagas. Okay. See, if you don't get connected now, you just make in your free time make a different code also to remember. Right. Right. That's it. Okay. So next you have Eastern Hills and Mountains. Eastern Hills and Mountains. In the fifth or sixth line, can you see this Patkai boom? So Patkai boom, Naga Hills, Manipur Hills. Everything is known. Only this Patkai boom is important. So Patkai boom lies between Arunachal Pradesh and Nagaland. So please write there. Patkai boom. So for example, if in the examination, if it comes like Kaziranga National Park is a part of this Patkai boom. So not so. Kaziranga is in Assam and Patkai boom is in Arunachal and Nagaland at that side. So not so like that. You can see. Okay. Next, Patkai boom is done. The second point is after few lines you have Mizo or Lushai Hills. Okay. So Mizo Hills are also called Lushai Hills. Please underline. In the next paragraph, you see Barak is an important river in Manipur and Mizoram. Okay. So this is very important. Barak is an important Manipur and Mizoram. So I remember this Mani missed in bar. Manipur, Mizoram, Barak. Okay. So I have told you now this Loktak Lake. So Loktak Lake is also in Manipur. After few lines, there is this called Mizoram, which is known as Molasses Basin. Okay. So Mizoram is called Molasses Basin. You have to remember. So what is Molasses Basin? I have also searched at many places. Everywhere it is telling the same thing. Because of this unconsolidated deposits, it is called Molasses Basin. So that's it. It seems. So we have to know that this Molasses Basin is majorly Mizoram. So that's it. In the last lines, you have this now. The tributaries of Chindwin, which in turn is a tributary of Irrawaddy of Myanmar. So they have asked this also. If you know that Irrawaddy river is in Myanmar, then the answer can be done. Okay? Right. Okay. So northern mountains. So northern mountains, just now I have told her. Can you recall the four? First is plains. Did I tell mountain? Sorry. Plains. Babar, Terai, Bangar, right, Khadar. So where the water gets disappear? Babar. Okay. Name itself disappeared. Okay. Terai, yeah. Bangar is old and this is new. That's it. That is only there in your book. One more fact is there that um, you know Indus and Ganga river system. This place is important. Haryana and Delhi forms the water divide between Ganga river system and Indus river system. Please underline that point. Na? In the 1, 2, 3, 4th paragraph, middle lines, the states of Haryana and Delhi form a water divide between Indus and Ganga. Okay, that's it. Now we are going to peninsular plateau. other everything you can see. One reading will give you good understanding. Now see, peninsular plateau, just one more page. uh, Please bear, today only is the what to say, a bad day. From tomorrow you will have some good things. This is very boring literally. Okay, peninsular plateau, you can see in the fourth or fifth line, Delhi Ridge in the northwest. Rajmahal Hills we have underlined na, Jharkhand. Again, Cardamom Hills are in Tamil Nadu. Good year. Tamil Nadu. Shillong is done. Karbi Anglong, Assam. So next you have this Hazaribagh Plateau. Hazaribagh is in Jharkhand. Okay. Next you have this Palamu Plateau. Na? Palamu Plateau. See, Palamu, there is a Palamu Tiger Reserve is also there. Huh? Jharkhand. So Palamu, Jharkhand. Please underline. Na? Palamu is in Jharkhand. Ranchi is in Jharkhand, you will know. Malwa Plateau is in Madhya Pradesh. Good year. Madhya Pradesh. Okay. Then Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. Right. So after like in the same paragraph, if you go in between, some of the important physiographic features of this region are tors, block mountains, rift valleys, spurs, bare rocky structure, hummocky hills. All these things are there. Now, these features you have to remember. See, what are these? Are nothing but the shapes of rocks which are given. For example, imagine this is a rock. Okay, then wind and soil and temperature, everything will be acting, and after some millions of years you will be seeing this kind of rock where bottom may total gone up to here, where wind is acting, here a rock is there. So these kind of hills are called tors, hummocky hills, and all these things which are given in your book. So they are just the structures of the rocks in the plateau region. Okay, right. After, in the next paragraph, can you see Bhima fault? Bhima fault. So Bhima fault is in Karnataka and Maharashtra, between Karnataka and Maharashtra. Please write there. Already we have seen one fault, na? Malda fault in West Bengal. So now Bhima fault is this region, Maharashtra region. Okay, there in the last line, you have this ravines and gorges of Chambal, Bhind, Morena. Okay, so this term ravines is very important. Okay, so ravines mean a very large valleys with lot of disturbed topography in the bottom. Like this land is unfit for anything. No cultivation, water is not there. That is the reason this dacoitry is popular. Did you see this Telugu movie Khaki? Karthi is there in that. So there, the movie is based on this concept only. So ravines of Chambal Dongalu, we say in Telugu. So Chambal are very important. So this is there. So underline this. Ravines are found in this Madhya Pradesh and this region only mostly. Bin, Morena, and all these things. Okay, right. Now come to Deccan Plateau. So Deccan Plateau, you have this Satpura in the third paragraph. You see, sorry, third line. Satpura is in Madhya Pradesh. Maikal ranges are in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. Mahadev hills are also in Madhya Pradesh. Okay. Now, Sahyadri are there. Sahyadri in Maharashtra. Actually, Western Ghats is known by different names locally. For example, Sahyadri is in Maharashtra and Nilgiris in Karnataka. and Annamalai Hills and Cardamom Hills in Kerala. You can see in the last line, sorry, in between only. In my book, it is last line. So, Anaimudi, the highest peak of peninsular plateau, is located on the Annamalai Hills, followed by Dodabetta on Nilgiris. So, underline that. We have already discussed now. Eastern Ghats, do you remember I have told you? J starting. Jindagada in Andhra Pradesh. Araku I told na? Andhra Pradesh, the highest peak. So this question is asked in the examination. Your last line, see, the eastern and western Ghats meet each other at Nilgiris. So in the place of Nilgiris, they have given 4 options. Some Mahendragiri, some Baba Budan Hills, some 3 options are fake and 1 is Nilgiri. So you have to know that the western Ghats and eastern Ghats meet at Nilgiri. This is asked recently only. So whatever the PYQs I am telling, they are from 2015 only, because before that, after 2013, okay, this is one thing. Sorry. So whenever you are preparing, now you will be taking lot of PYQs. So the PYQs before 2013 are different. Before 2011, there is an optional in prelims. Do you know that? There is optional in prelims, which means if you take history as optional for mains, in prelims also they will ask you history objective questions, geography objective questions. Okay, now what will happen is that if you see the questions before 2011, what will happen? The optional standard questions you will be seeing and practicing. So don't, that is not required. So after 2011 only, please pay attention. Okay, so just one page we have seen the central highlands. Central highlands. So in the central highlands, you can see this thing called birchens in the middle. Birchens. Okay, that you have highlighted. Although that is in the desert also. Sand dunes. In the next paragraph, in the middle, you can see Banas, the only significant tributary of river Chambal, that originates in Aravalli in the west. So Banas is a tributary of Chambal. Okay, this Chambal will again go and merge with Ganga through other tributaries. Okay, so Banas, Chambal is very important. Next, Northeast Plateau. In the Northeast Plateau, see last few lines, you have this Meghalaya Plateau. So in Meghalaya Plateau, you have some rich minerals such as coal, iron, iron ore, sillimanite, limestone and uranium. You know how they ask this question? They have asked this key, in India there is no sillimanite reserves. Okay, so if you know that, yes, in at least in Meghalaya these are there, you can remember. So this way you can have this code if you want. It is Silli ICU, sillimanite, limestone, iron, coal, uranium. So uranium reserves are also here in Meghalaya, please remember. Okay. Now next you have this, as a result Meghalaya plateau has a highly eroded surface. Cherrapunji displaced rocky surface is there, but you know why Cherrapunji is famous for? Highest rainfall of India. So what is the average mean rainfall of India? So 120 centimeters. Okay, is of India, and that of Cherrapunji is 1200. Okay, so 1199 something. So you can remember this way. So this is the average rainfall for India. So 120 centimeters or 1200 millimeters. Okay, so much higher. Now come to Indian desert. So Indian desert, we have already read these things. Birchens, you can underline in middle. Marustali also, you can underline. Now this is there now. This something is there. A park at Akal and marble deposits around Bramsar. So this Akka, you can know that. Okay, while reading you will understand, not an issue. So other than that, see, in the last but few lines, Luni River, most of the rivers in the deserts are ephemeral. You know what are ephemeral rivers? Huh? Yeah, yeah. So ephemeral means they will have a start point but no end point. Means they will not drain into any other river or any other water body. So just somewhere like this they end abruptly somewhere. So there is no end point. Ephemeral disappear in the land itself. Okay. So the most important ephemeral water body in India is Luni. Okay. There you have Luni River. So Luni River is important. In the last but one line, you have this playa. So we have discussed now what is playa? Saltwater lake. So opposite of oasis. Right. So in the coastal plains, you can see the coastal plains may everything you will know that emergent, submergent, all this we have discussed. There is one point which you need to highlight is in the last but one paragraph, Kayals. Kayals. So these are the backwater which are formed by the coast. You know how Kayals are formed? Actually, see, huh? Yeah, yeah. So this is, imagine this is a land and this is sea. Okay. So now what happens is that the water waves and currents, tides, all this will be coming to the coast now. So they will cross this land and come this side. Come this side. Now after some time, here some other boundary is formed and here there is another boundary which is already existing, and these waters we call as the backwaters, kayals or lagoons. So where all these boat races and very high tourism potential wala things are there na, and huh? LAP. So all these things you can, these are these kayals. So lagoons basically in the local language we are referring them as lagoons. Sorry, kayals. Okay, that's it. And then, okay, now in the islands we have discussed everything. Na? So in the, you can see in fifth or sixth line there is something called Richie's Archipelago and Labyrinth Island. So these are part of Bay of Bengal. So Richie's Archipelago and Labyrinth Island are part of Bay of Bengal islands. Okay. After few lines you can see Andaman and Nicobar are separated by 10 degrees channel. Okay. So between Andaman and Nicobar you have 10 degrees channel. ANT. Andaman Nicobar 10. Okay. Again you can see Barren Island is in Nicobar Islands. Okay. Barren Islands is in Nicobar Islands. So actually this barren island was in news 3-4 years ago, which suddenly has become active and they have asked immediately question on that. So that is important. And so there is in the next paragraph you can see 11-degree channel. So 11-degree channel is between Amini Island and Cananur Island. 11 degrees between Amini and Cananur. Okay, that's it. Okay, So it was just how many pages? 10 pages, and see how much deadly facts are there in this book. So that is why, so just lame reading without improvising upon the existing facts, or without having kept them in memory, then this reading, a partial reading of even 100 times is will not lead anywhere. Okay, so this way I have made, I think, almost everything that is there in the book. If you just go and sit and read now for 2-3 hours, these two chapters will be done perfectly. Okay, so please revise. So in the morning we can have some question and answer session. So I know that today it is little boring now. From tomorrow it will not be there. Some sync will be there from one topic to another topic. Some link and connections will be there. Then you will feel somewhat okay, something is going on. But here only facts are there. So, but you will have to do somehow, na, if not this way. So that's it for today. And tomorrow we will discuss the drainage and soils and some resources. Okay, so that's it. Thank you.